All right, meteorologist Chessie McNeil keeping a close eye on the forecast out there for us, starting to look a little better at least.
It does look a little bit better, but we had severe weather in the area. In fact, we had a tornado warning down into Henry and Spalding County earlier this morning. We sent our crews out to keep eyes on conditions. That's where we joined 11 Live's Karis Belger. She is down in Spalding County. It appears to be a tree on a house. Tell us more, Karis.
And I did hear the whooshing and the train-like sound come through, and when
think that she was going to, she didn't necessarily think that initially that there was a, she didn't necessarily initially think that there was a tornado. She got the alert on her phone and she thought that, oh, it was something that would just pass. But then she said the alert went off on her phone again. That's when she figured she needed to take shelter. You can see behind me just how large it is. There's two trees here, both of them kind of up by the root. They're kind of resting on the roof of her home there instead of falling completely through. Thankfully, she is okay. She said she sheltered in her bathroom near her bedroom. And initially when the tree fell, she did not know what it was. At first she thought it was maybe thunder or something. It wasn't until a neighbor, she said, came and knocked on her door. That's when she realized not only had a tree fallen, but there was some other damage around her home as well.
And I did hear the whooshing and the train-like sound come through, and went to shelter into my master bath, which has a shower stall. Heard a crack, saw what I thought was lightning. I don't know if it was now. And that was where the tree fell.
So this woman says that for the rest of the day, she plans on just removing some of her personal items from that room. She said there was a little bit of damage in the roof, but nothing so severe that she wasn't able to still be inside. So, of course, we're going to continue to keep you updated with the damage that we see in Spalding County. I'm Karis Belger, 11 Alive News.
All right, thanks a lot, Karis. Really appreciate that. Yeah, where we didn't have a tornado, the winds could have knocked over trees. So as you're out assessing this afternoon, please be safe, be very careful. If you can, snap some photos, send them to us, because you help us tell the story of that weather that we had in our area this morning, and we're still dealing with it. Because of that, we have a flood risk. We're looking at a flood watch that stays in effect until 8, which is why we have our 11 Live weather impact alert until 8 o'clock tonight. Additional rainfall could lead to flooding. You know those spots, folks, where you got flood-prone areas, you got poor drainage, or you got a river or stream that quickly swells when rain is around. Well, that could be you this afternoon. We're watching it, which is why we have a flood watch in effect. You see all the highlighted counties here in the dark green, where you see these little light green hash marks. That's where we do have flood warnings that are in effect. We don't have very many right now, but as that water begins to recede into the lakes and streams, more of those could produce some minor flooding. So we'll continue to keep you updated on it. Those are the thunderstorms that passed through our area this morning that brought that tornado warning that was down there in Spalding and Henry County. Continue to watch that move out of the state. You can see the heavy rain still lingering back behind. That will continue to push out as well. The big red box that you see down there to the southeast, that is where we have a tornado watch that remains in effect. That's south of Macon, so almost out of our area. Putnam County right now, Edenton in particular, you got a couple thunderstorms there we're watching, some very heavy rain associated with it. Everywhere else, the rain has been on the light side, from McDonough down through Jackson over toward Griffin, Covington, Madison as well. There's some more heavy rain that you see that's heading out of the area up toward McCormick into South Carolina, Washington, back toward Crawfordville as well. You got some heavy rain there. But again, that tornado watch is a little bit further down to the south. In fact, you can see a couple warnings in the southern portions of the state right now, and that is where we suspect that the severe weather will stick or will stay for today. Officially at the airport over the last 2 days, look at that, almost 2 3/4 inches of rain fell in our area. That's a lot of rain since Sunday morning, folks, and because of that, it could lead to flooding. Even more in some spots like Robin up in Fayetteville. You can see her little gnome capturing almost 4.5 inches of rainfall, so has been heavier in some spots. Temperatures right now are in the 60s. We started out in the upper 60s. We're down to the 50s and low 60s right now, and I suspect our temperatures will remain, or at least hover, in the low 60s for the rest of the afternoon and then fall off to the 50s later on tonight. We're tracking a front. It's stationary now, and again, you can see all the watches associated with the severe weather. This will continue to meander over toward the east. Everything east of this front is where you're going to find the severe weather. We're on the back side of this, and so our winds out of the northwest once we get into the afternoon should be on the lighter side, but there is a severe weather threat, level 2 threat down to the south and east. That's followed by a level 1 threat from Macon up toward Augusta. General threat for thunderstorms for us this afternoon. We'll dry out for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. By Friday, in fact, late Thursday going into Friday will be our next best chance to see some rain in the area. Forecast track model shows the rain sticking around at least through about 5 o'clock, and then it's out of here, clear out through the overnight. We get the sunshine back in here for Tuesday, but with the cool air already in place, it's going to be a cool afternoon despite that sunshine. 61 for your afternoon high temperature for today, or tomorrow rather. You're looking at 67 degrees on Wednesday. Thursday we'll get back to where we should be for this time of year, under mostly the partly sunny skies. You're looking at 72 degrees for the high, but then another disturbance moves through, knocks those temperatures back down to the 60s as we head into the beginning of the upcoming weekend. Aisha?